Billy, you so crazy.
Yo, what's crackin'? What's brackin'? It's your boy, Billy, you so crazy, and we back, and we back, and we back, and we back with another one. Y'all read the title, so you already know what I'm doing. This is 10 crazy military training soldiers will have to go through, all right? This was uploaded last year in 2019. Your boy's been out of the Army for a good 2 years now, so we're gonna find out how valid, or how true it is from when I was in. I don't know, maybe I know some things have changed, because when I got out, we were still taking a regular AFPT or APFT, that's what it was. Now they got the new one, and woo! Yeah, I'm so glad all I had to do was just the 2 mile and the push-ups and the sit-ups. Now they got all different types of stuff, pull-ups, and I don't even know what that PT test consists of. Can I pass it? Sure I can. Do I want to? No. And according to the VA, I physically can't do that anyway. So no, it's a no for me, for real. Real life, I can't do it. Anyways, yeah, so we're gonna find out what the 10 crazy military training soldiers will have to go through. If you are currently a soldier, or if you are in the military right now and you're watching this, thank you for your service. Shout out to all my vets out there, man. You guys show me mad love on anytime I do a veteran reacts, and because of y'all, it's the reason why I keep bringing it back. And there's also some people that are looking into joining the service, so I know that you guys appreciate just hearing what my experience was. And once again, let me make something clear for y'all, all right? Just because I had don't base my experience on your decision whether or not you're going to join, and don't do it for anybody else for that matter. You can get some ideas or hear their point of view or whatever, but whatever happens for you in your career is specifically for you. Like, you're not going to have a career that's going to mirror exactly what I went through. It's just not. The Army is just way too big. The military in general is just way too big for you to base your decision off of someone else's. Do it if it fits your life, or if you want to get out of the life that you're in, whatever, okay? Now that I got that disclaimer out the way, let's get straight to it. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all my social media links are right there. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. All right, enough talking, let's get to it.
Everyone knows being a part of the military is no easy task. Each branch of the military is different, and when you head overseas, those differences are magnified to a huge degree. Today, we're going to be taking a look at soldiers from all over the world and talking about what they have to go through in order to make it. From trudging through snow under freezing conditions to soaking in a pit of mud, you might appreciate civilian life all the more afterwards. You're going to want to hear about the secretive storm corps of North Korea and learn the method Indian soldiers use to relax. They say things are better when people are together. Oh yeah, shout out to the Riches. They are the ones that uploaded this video. Shout out to them. Method Indian soldiers use to relax. They say things are better when people are together, but we wonder if these soldiers would agree. Every military has their own, let's say, unique traditions and rituals, but every so often, they get together to share them with others, and it can get downright interesting. The United States Marine Corps and the Republic of Korea decided to embark on a joint training exercise to get all of their soldiers in tip-top shape. The idea here is to encourage teamwork in the event the two forces need to work together in the future. Yeah. There are thousands of military stations in South Korea, roughly 20,500, in order to stand tall against the threat of North Korea. So it's pretty important they can cooperate. And what better way to encourage friendship and work on survival skills than a series of madcap midwinter drills? In January of 2017, these soldiers hit the ski slopes, but they weren't going to be enjoying winter sports. Instead, they engaged in intense hand-to-hand combat drills in the freezing cold snow. And just in case that didn't sound challenging enough, many of them did so without their shirts on.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm from Cali, right? So as a kid growing up, I used to man, I would love to see some snow, because the part of Cali that I was from, I wasn't in the mountains. I mean, you could see it, when you looked up at the mountains, you see snow, but, loving Christmas and seeing Christmas movies and just seeing how dope snow looks. Let me tell y'all something. What was so crushing was when I did join the Army, right? Then I got a taste of some snow. Let me tell you something. That whole, I just can't wait. Hell to the no. You forget, it's snowing, so it's cold. And you know what I'm saying? I'm from Cali. Like I said, the temperatures don't normally go past 60, it's and I live next to the beach too, so it was always summer weather. You know what I'm saying? Your boy, I was spoiled. I was definitely spoiled. And the military, let me tell you something, that shook. Woo! So I can only, to be in the, hell no. Hell no.
Sounds almost like some kind of fraternity hazing ritual. But we're sure these guys truly bond.
It builds resilience. Yep, it sure does.
After
you
this
will bond.
Exhausting training, they don't have a snowball's chance of being defeated. Bon Jovi sure made being shot through the heart sound pretty awful when you give love a bad name. But tell that to Russia's Federal Security Service. The FSB is a tough-as-nails organization which requires their recruits to go through a worst-case scenario situation as part of their training. That's right, these soldiers are required to take bullets right in the chest. Yes, they're wearing body armor, otherwise the FSB would soon run out of recruits. But this doesn't mean it's not an incredibly grueling process to go through. As you can probably imagine, taking a bullet is immensely painful even when wearing body armor. After all, it can only do so much. There's also the intense psychological aspect of such an injury. Seriously, can you imagine going through this process with all these
Anybody in the Russian military watching this video right now?
This may seem totally over the top, but the FSB needs its agents to be able to think even if they're terrified and in pain. So literally terrifying them and causing them pain kind of has to be part of the training. After taking a bullet, the FSB agent in training is expected to return fire as if nothing went wrong. Seems
gotta
pretty
build that muscle,
right?
It's all the muscle.
Jumping and climbing are all tough enough already. But the Royal Marines have figured out the one ingredient which makes them even less fun: mud. If you want to be a member of the Royal Marines, you're going to have to do this kind of intense training.
Mud run.
For this process, you start out by putting on an incredibly heavy suit. That might sound tough, but it's only going to get more difficult once it gets caked with mud.
And mud? Oh my gosh.
It's not just any
super
mud
heavy.
Poor soldiers are covered with. It's extra stinky mud just to make it a little bit worse. The soldiers are expected to make their way through the mud while responding to commands from their officers as fast as possible. They must work individually and as a group to get the job done. Oh, and of course do plenty of push-ups and sit-ups along the way. And just to make it more fun, the ground they're running on is soft and marshy to add some extra challenge. It's no secret that—
Boy, them legs is strong, you hear me? Them legs is strong.
Enlistment is mandatory for both men and women, and the training they go through is grueling. Although North Korea likes to show off their missiles at parades, they
belong there, though.
other aspects of their military private. But one defector who made it safely to South Korea shared some surprising details about what it takes to be a member of the North Korean Storm Corps. The Storm Corps is a group of North Korean soldiers focused on dealing with South Korea. According to this former soldier, he and all of his fellow Storm Corps members were awakened promptly at 5 o'clock every morning. That sounds bad enough to us, but listen, it gets more intense. They would get straight out of bed and walk out to a tree wrapped with heavy ropes. Each soldier was required to punch the rope-covered tree 5,000 times.
Damn!
The goal of every Storm Corps
5,000?
soldier is to be able to take down 10 enemies with only their bare hands. Soldiers are also expected to punch tin cans and piles of salt in order to get their fists in fighting shape. That's seriously intense and grueling on someone's hands.
Every day?
Did you ever try to train like this? As you probably noticed, a lot of these military rituals are rather intense. But in India, the intense parts of training are often balanced out with some peaceful meditation. You might think all soldiers do is crawl through the mud, but soldiers in India enjoy taking some time for a nice yoga session from time to time.
That must be
you
nice.
You might think this is a mere indulgence, but there's evidence which suggests it's extremely helpful. Being a soldier is immensely stressful, and that strain can be hard to manage on your own. Yoga gives these soldiers an outlet for dealing with the difficulties of their military experiences. They learn 14 different poses meant to soothe their strained muscles and calm their troubled minds. Not only does yoga help the mind, but it improves the fighting skills of the soldiers as well. It helps build muscular strength, endurance, and concentration. Further studies are needed to determine just how beneficial a little bit of yoga can be to soldiers. But there haven't been any negative effects in the Indian Army yet, so it looks like it's working. In Taiwan, there's a prestigious reconnaissance team well known for their incredible skills and daring exploits. They need to be prepared for an exceptionally wide range of situations on land and in water. They're called the Frogmen, and don't let the nickname fool you into thinking of the cute little amphibious creatures. Becoming a frogman means going through a grueling 10-week-long training program. The entire journey is arduous to say the least, but it culminates on one nearly impossible tradition known as the Road to Heaven. Get ready for 10 weeks of intense physical training, combat training, and working in underwater demolition. Frogmen are required to complete a
they go hard.
They must do so on a single breath of
air.
That's
where they'll lose me.
Then it's time for a
water.
15-mile-long run and a 3-hour-long swim.
Damn. Damn, 3?
And did we mention they're all wearing full combat gear the whole time? The good news is, you get to ditch all of that heavy gear for the road to heaven. But the bad part is you're going to have to crawl in a pair of shorts for 164 feet. Don't mind the jagged rocks and porous coral pieces along the way. Everyone knows that getting into the United States Marine Scout Sniper School is far from easy. Only the best
y'all, it's so much in this video, like so much in this video.
And that isn't us exaggerating. There are only about 300 active snipers in the entire US Marine Corps. Just to be considered for the position, you need to have perfect physical fitness scores, expert rifle qualifications, and ace your intelligence tests.
Shoot, and you gotta have hella patience because you'll be sitting there all day.
They're specialized in reconnaissance and making targeted strikes on their enemies. So blending into their environment is a must, which is why they learn to make their suits. These soldiers fashion their own out of local fauna to blend in better. Once they put together their camo couture, it's time for a dip in Pig Pond. The water in this pond is totally stagnant, which means it's filled with tons of rotting vegetation and no shortage of bugs. It smells about as good as you might imagine, and these soldiers are forced to cover themselves in the muck.
Alright, quick question. Anybody watching this video right now, you feeling big and brave? Do you think you can make it through this? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, your boy's tore down. That's it for me. That's a wrap.
Instead of done,
you can forget about it.
Some good old-fashioned
that's it for me.
Push-ups. Seriously, what is it with all these mud-based rituals? Taking a soak in Pig Pond is something we'll pass on, and same for the next training exercise. The Cobra Gold started out as a training exercise between Thailand and the US before growing to involve over 20 different countries. Combatants start out by going through a live fire exercise drill using live ammunition. Then, soldiers go through various simulations in order to get familiar with the local flora and fauna, including, wait for it, cobras. In general, you want to stay away from these fanged creatures, but not in this case. Soldiers actually drink from these snakes and sometimes eat scorpions as part of the course. This may sound strange and terrifying to us, but in Thailand, it's not unheard of. People even mix it with alcohol and claim it can act as anything from a pain reliever to an aphrodisiac.
That'd be the only way. That would be the only way. And I don't even drink alcohol, but if I had to, that would be the only way.
Isn't the only unusual food these soldiers partake in during this time.
Ain't no way,
also
Chief.
chow down
Ain't
on
no
a
way.
wide variety of insects, which is also a fairly common practice in Thailand. Hey, they've got plenty of protein. All things considered, going through an obstacle course sounds like a pretty standard point of making it in the military. But if you want to join the elite Red Beret unit of the Belarus Interior Ministry, get ready for a challenge. This over-the-top obstacle course
I like how her voice sounds
on
all
fire
happy and excited.
It takes most ship lasts for 12 long hours. Sure, the dangers are mostly simulated, but they're exceptional.
Any seamen watching this right now, can we verify? Still happening today? Let me know in the comment section, please.
Lasts for 12 long hours. Sure, the dangers are mostly simulated, but they're exceptionally intense. You might have to rescue a plastic dummy, but it's one that has been programmed to cry and scream just like a real person. Soldiers also have to extinguish very real fires, as well as undergo mock attacks. All of this works together to make these training exercises totally overwhelming. But they also work to prepare soldiers for what it's like on an actual ship. Which of these military traditions do you think would be the most challenging? Or was there one you didn't think would be that bad? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below, and then click subscribe for more videos from us here at The Rich.
Alright, so shout out to The Riches. We have just watched the 10 craziest military training soldiers will have to do. Now, that was a very, kind of like a little clickbaity title a little bit, because it's specific soldiers, but they put it as if every single soldier had to go through that. Like, yeah, Yeah, if you do a certain thing, you will. What is that? Oh, all right, my bad. I got distracted. Something started flying around me. But so what y'all think of that? Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. That was definitely crazy, for sure crazy. If you agree, let me know. If you think, that ain't nothing, I lived through that, I did this, let me know in the comment section. I'm always curious to hear from my fellow veterans. I'm always curious to hear from people that know people. I love hearing y'all stories in the comment section, so feel free. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoyed this reaction, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see me react to next. Follow me on all my social media links are right there. Send me a message on any one of those, and I get back to you as soon as possible. It is your boy, Billy You So Crazy, and I'll see you on the next video, man. I'm out this thing.